What is going on, guys? One more here bringing us a brand new Busch Gardens video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about HallowScream, and we're going to be focusing on the Terrortories, because you guys know I love talking about the Terrortories, and we got 3 new ones coming this year, and I'm super hyped to talk about it. But before we talk about it, my new single, Till the Wheels Fall Off, is out now. The 4th single from my upcoming album, Live Again, out very soon. So if you check out the song after this video and you love the song, make sure to follow me on your music streaming service so you're ready when the album drops soon. HallowScream is almost here, which is crazy. So I saw the other day Busch Gardens posting about HallowScream, you know, the return of skeletons and fiends, and there's like all that. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, man, we're so far away from HallowScream. And then I looked at the dates and I went, oh no, we're like, at that point, it was like a month and a half out. And then Terrortories come out, like, man, it's so early. And I look and I'm like, oh, we're just like a month out. So it's crazy that we're already at HallowScream. This year's absolutely flown by. You guys know I cherish the HallowScream experience, and every year I seem to make the same point over and over again that I'm yearning for Busch Gardens to amp it up. I see the parental discretion thing on the website for HallowScream, and it makes me chuckle a little bit, because I like, you say that every year, and aside from fiends, what do you got? Unless they actually want to fully go in, which they have mentioned previous times about maybe making adult-only nights, potentially for select nights at HallowScream, which yes, please do it. I mean, that's not the point of this video, but do it. Like, we all would love that. Try it and see, and tell the, you know, the team members, like, hey, like, go all in. Little mini rant out the way. Let's talk about the Terrortories. So we got 3 returning ones, so we'll start with those. First, we got Festival and Festa Italia, which I'm really excited for. And I'm not going to talk about the staffing side of things in this video. Look, we all know staffing is an issue sometimes at Busch Gardens, but I'm not educated enough to speak to the whole thing about staffing. We would love for the Busch Gardens to be able to staff more. Now, what does Busch Gardens have to do that? I don't know. That's not my wheelhouse. I'm going to stay out of it. So let's come at this from a world where we have great staffing every night. All right, let's come at it from that perspective. Okay, festival. I love the costumes. I love the decorations. I would love to see more characters, just in general. Like, it just doesn't seem to have that many mascot recognizable characters. I love for that area just to be much more populated. It feels like you can walk through that area, even as congested and as small as Festa Italia is, you can walk through it and totally miss pretty much all the cast members there. And I would just love for there to be more. I think it's such a cool idea. I think the costumes, like the guy with the alligator head, personal stilts, just the makeup, it's all so great. I would just love to see more of it, and I would love to see them keep building upon that. If this is the vibe that they're going with, kind of this Bayou festival style, really dive in, really take hold of that culture and the designs, the costumes, and really just build up that atmosphere. That's what I really want from it. But like, style wise, it looks great. I love just the style of it. And I will say, I don't know what the reasoning is, but for some reason, festival, in my opinion, is where the cast members take it the lightest on the park goers. Like, they really don't scare. They're more like, hey, let's have a party. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that might be a direction from higher up. Again, these are things that I'm not educated on, but I would just love to see them really go for scaring and not just kind of roaming around, saying hi, doing all that stuff. Like, you can do that, especially when the kids are around, you know, definitely. But scare. Let's do the scaring thing. There's only like a couple that actually went around trying to scare people, and it wasn't like the best of the costumes. I'm like, I really want to see the 10 out of 10 costumes really go in for the scares, because I think it'd be some great interactions you can get. And as someone who vlogs around the park, I really want those moments to catch on camera. So yeah, festival, I'm really glad that it's coming back, but I would really love to see an evolution of that area. Next, we have Ripper Row. You know, this is a staple for England at the park. It's when you go in, you know, with Jack the Ripper, it's such a cool atmosphere. You know, when you got like the black silhouette women with the no heads on the stilts, or I wouldn't say the stilts, but you know, like the tall costumes. Then you have the policemen, and you have just the members of the village and the town people. I love that. You guys know my thing. I want the feet back. I want the feet back at the gate. We saw some of the feet, what was it, in Monsters Unchained last year, the haunted house. Bring the feet back. Bring the feet back under the arches. It's HallowScream. It's all it is arches with like what, red threading on it. Like, what is that? Jack the Ripper, Ripper Row. It is such a great area. It's basically a HallowScream icon at this point. I would just like I said for festival. Now, to Ripple Road's credit, it is typically a very populated area, which I really love. The lighting is really good with like that dark blue where it's just enough where you can see, but it does hide a lot, and it does blend in the cast members a lot with just the regular park goers. Let's take it up a notch. All right, and the last returning one is in New France, and it is Stalker Street. Now, I am really happy this one is back. I really loved it last year. The set deck around it was amazing with all the pumpkins and the scarecrows. I would just really love for them to amp it up. Again, I might be a broken record when it comes to this, but more populated. You have so much you can do with the scarecrows. You can have like the bungee rope characters swinging back and forth. New France is such a big open area. You know, it really gives you a lot to play with, and I would really love to see them play with the space a lot more. You know, and when you do theater, you're really taught to use the space and really take the space and create your own world in it. You have such a big stage there in New France, and I would really love for the scare actors to really take hold of it. Like the crow creatures, I love those characters. Keep building on that. They did great. They would hide behind things, jump out at you. With the nature of the costume being very dark, they can hide very easily. So they did a really good job. You know, you got that little swing area, that little wooded area between kind of the Griffin backlot and New France. Really, they can really play around a lot in there when people go to take a break. You know, there's no area that says this is a safe zone. Really use up that space. New France is such a big area. I feel like it's so underrated for a territory. I would really love for them just to evolutionize it. So my main note for the 3 returning ones, I love them. I'm glad they're back. Let's ramp it up. One territory we lost was Scary Tale Lane or Scary Tale Village, whatever it was, Scary Tale Road. I liked it. I liked some of the costumes. The scare actors did a phenomenal job, but the set deck wasn't amazing. It was just kind of a very meh area. Now that area in Germany, opposed to New France, is very congested. It's very tight. It's not a whole lot of space you have except for that big open area, you know, where Land of the Dragons is, the carousel, the bridge. You got that nice open area. So you really hope that they can really build up upon that. And I think they will with Wicked Wonderland, a Christmas-themed territory. Now, you guys, Christmas is my favorite time of year, so to integrate Christmas into HallowScream is great. I'm excited, but it's also very much, I see what you're doing, Busch Gardens. They're getting started on their Christmas decorating. I'm joking to an extent. I think there will be some of the preliminary Christmas stuff maybe going up, and maybe it's just going to be a different color, or they might dress it in a way where it's darker and more sinister looking. But I'm really excited for this. I think it's gonna be really cool. Busch Gardens knocks it out the park with anything Christmas themed. So now that we're getting a Christmas themed territory, it's insane. And I'll briefly talk about the description, where it's gonna have like snowmen, like sinister snowman creatures. Krampus is gonna be walking around trying to come after you. I'm super excited for what they do with this. I'm thrilled. There's so much set decking at their fingertips. The way I envision it, it's going to be a much more integrated territory than Scary Tale Road was. And I'm very happy with this. Not just because it's Christmas, but I think it's one that they knew going in, we have a lot more we can do with this than we could with Scary Tale Road. So even on nights where maybe the staffing isn't as high as other nights, you can just decorate it enough to just create that atmosphere where you don't know whether to feel jolly and happy or scary. I think it's going to create this really cool contradiction in the emotions you have going through it, and depending on how they decorate it. So it's just a lot of questions, but great questions that I'm very excited to see how they answer it when it comes to this one. This is my most anticipated territory. Obviously, I love Christmas, and I'm super excited for Wicked Wonderland. Now, we knew the birthday celebration last year was going to get replaced in France. That was specific just for the 25th anniversary of HallowScream. So we knew that was going to be going away. And what is going to be replacing it? This Grotesque. A big France party, so I'm pretty sure we can maybe expect the Demon DJ to be back. This seems to be very much leaning its hand to it. Where it's going to be a sinister cabaret in the streets of France. Towering skulls, demonic glamour, and they're also mentioning an infernal nightlife. So everyone loves the Demon DJ, so I'm pretty sure that's what this whole areas being built around, and I'm really glad because that is kind of a staple for Busch Gardens at HallowScream, and when they kind of took it away for a little while, people really missed it, and so I'm glad that they're bringing it back, and for it to be basically like a big disco party, they're going to be able to really lean into it really well. I think it's probably going to be where we're going to see a lot of chainsaws. I feel like that's where this is going to be. I'm really excited for it. It's a very simple idea. You know, disco balls. You can do the disco lighting effect all over France. The music's going to be pumping. You already know. All these different territories kind of have different sensory stuff. Where, you know, Ripper Row is very calm, very chill. Like I said about Winter Wonderland, it's going to be very like holly jolly Christmas mixed with terrifying Halloween. And then with Festival, it's like, hey, we're all friends here. Also, you got an alligator ready to chop your head off at any moment. When you have the scarecrows, you don't know which ones are animated, which ones are real people. That is going to create a cool kind of juxtaposition there. And with this one, it's going to be very sensory with your eyes and your ears. It's going to be kind of overloading your senses with the loud music, probably some strobe-ish lights. Not fully, because you don't want someone that's just casually walking through and has an issue with epilepsy. You don't want them to have a problem. But probably know a lot of disco lights, flashing lights, and of course chainsaws, because that would be the best moment for them is when you have the loud music and you're kind of, your ears focus on that, and then right behind you. Yeah, you see where I'm going? It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited for this Grotesque. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a party. Everyone's going to love it. I think it's going to be the most vibiest of all the territories, so I'm excited for that. And last, we have Bavarian Bloodshed, a big bad wolf themed area. Let's go. Oktoberfest has its own territory. Usually Oktoberfest has always been an extension of whatever Germany's is. Like Scary Tale Road was kind of extended somewhat into Oktoberfest. I'm excited. This is actually really cool because last year we all believed there was going to be some Loch Ness Monster connection to HallowScream because all the promo pictures had like that lake monster, and then we never got it. Now we actually have a big bad wolf themed area. I hope they bring back some of like the wolf animatronic cages things that they had years ago when I was a kid at HallowScream. I think on that long walkway to the Big Bad Wolf, I think it's going to be really cool what they can do with it. They can really add a lot there. And kind of like I said, for New France, Oktoberfest is a big stage. It's a big playground for these actors to really fill out the space and really make it their own. And, you know, it gives you an area where you can chase people and really have people kind of hugging the sides of the wall so they don't want to get chased. I think it's going to be really cool. And, you know, telling your actors, hey, you're basically a bunch of hungry dogs chasing after their prey. I think it's going to be really cool, really exciting. And I would love, you know, when the clock hits 6 o'clock and it's time for all of them to come out, to hear them all go howling and all the actors start howling as they come out. I think that would just be amazing to really set the tone and just create a lot of chaotic awesomeness. So that is all the territories coming for 2025 HallowScream. Now, one thing that is kind of sad is that there is no territory for Italy. Now, will Italy get an extension of Festival? Will, you know, Gorgon Gardens still be there to an extent? Will we still get the statues? Because they really didn't do a whole lot there, so I feel like they might do it without really even saying anything. I would love to see something there. I wouldn't want that to be a dead area. Obviously, Ireland doesn't have a territory, which is also kind of sad. You would love to see them do something there, maybe Fiend style or whatever, with all the different monsters. You know, it's a couple of spots. Maybe they're doing a Jackets Back thing. I don't know. They do want those kind of dead zones in certain areas so kids can kind of have a moment to rest. I understand. But you would like to see at least something go there. Obviously, I'm a big proponent for the Pirates to come back over and in Italy and Ireland. Like I said, you got Fiends right there, so why not integrate some of that? But we got 3 awesome new territories I'm super excited for, and I'm super excited for HallowScream this year. I can't believe we're already almost at HallowScream. What are you guys most excited for? What territory are you most anticipating getting to walk through? And what ideas do you have for these new territories that they're adding in, and what would you like to see in those? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed. Make sure that bell button down below so you're notified every single time I upload a brand new video to the channel. Make sure to go check out my new song Till the Wheels Fall Off wherever you listen to your music. Go check out the Patreon, a bunch of behind the scenes content, extended Busch Gardens vlogs, early access to new music, and it helps keep this ship sailing. So if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the channel, go check out the Patreon, link down in the description. And thank you all for watching. My name is Morris and I'm out. Peace.